Hey, good evening, everybody. How's it going tonight? Texas Redleg here. I want to throw out a video on the subject of home security. When I say home security, I'm talking about homes, apartments, wherever you dwell. You're in your cabin by the lake, whatever the case may be. Where your domicile is, where you are currently staying, or where you could be staying in terms of SHTF, which according to what's being broadcasted and reported and theorized, it sounds like this week there may be some fireworks, across the board. So I would be on the lookout for that, especially January 6th on. Again, and who knows if what we're hearing is real or not, but apparently there may be some interesting actions taken this week up in DC to get some folks riled up, possibly. So with regard to home security, when I say home security, again, I'm talking about where you dwell, where you might be either forced to stay or elect to go stay during SHTF. And with that, the one thing I wanted to discuss regarding that topic is there's a couple different things, actually. One is utilizing light discipline, we call it in the military, being able to control white light and things that raise people's suspicions or interest in gaining access to your property. And so with that, a good set of blackout curtains is really handy to make sure that nobody can see in the windows, number one. And number two, if there is light, you can fortify those curtains in a way where with duct tape, what have you, that no light can get out at all. But even saying that, with light discipline, you still need to keep your lighting on the interior to a minimum. And, that means maybe only using light in a center portion of the home, which is pretty confined and doesn't have direct access to windows. That's always a good, an interior room with no windows, if you have it, if you need light. Especially if there's riots and chaos and, marauders up and down the road, whatever the case may be, just vandals. If they don't think anybody's home, they may not want to mess with it, so to speak. So light discipline, keep those, candles, dimly, covered up in a way where they don't broadcast a ton of light if you need light at all at nighttime. Flashlights, you can use we call in the military, we call it blackout style lenses, which is a colored lens, usually blue or red, and possibly green, which kind of dims the light, broadcast or illumination of your flashlight in a dark, confined space. It's just easier to see if it's white light. If it's a red or a blue or a green light, it's much more difficult to see, and it's not as illuminated, through the windows and such. But there's all kinds of flashlights you can get with lenses. You can even make your own with, if the lens will come off of the flashlight, you can get some of that colored, like gift plastic, that they put around gifts and such, or in gift bags. You can save that stuff, and you can put that over your actual bulb, or over the cover under the lens, and screw the lens back on, and that will give you a red, or blue, or whatever the case may be, light instead of white light. So light discipline, keep those curtains closed, get blackout curtains if you can. Keep the light to a minimum, keep the doors locked, obviously. If you've got enhanced or fortified security measures on your home, that's even better. Obviously, keep the doors shut. Have a plan to also control noise, and we could refer to that as noise discipline or sound discipline in the military. And that is, you know, you don't talk in your regular voice. You keep it down. You keep the chit chat to a minimum. You keep the, you know, TV and radio, you know, to a very, very low sound, or use headphones is more preferable. Again, you want your home to look like there's nobody there. And you know, of course, you're ready to go if somebody tries to break in, but the idea is to make them pass your house by and go to the next one, you know. So anyway, I would just consider those two things with regards to if you have to bug in, or if you're just, again, at your SHTF location and you've got things going on around you. It's probably a good idea anyway to utilize these concepts. Again, light discipline and noise discipline. And just get in the habit of, if something goes down, be prepared to go into that mode to, you know, create a little self-preservation there. Same thing during the day. Obviously, light discipline doesn't really apply, but the noise discipline does. And, you know, keep an eye on those security cameras if you've got them. Hopefully you've got maybe a reliable neighbor or family member that's close by that you can have maybe some two-way radio contact with on a very low volume on a very limited basis, just to check in on each other should it come to that. But anyway, I just wanted to discuss those topics with you. I thought about it earlier today, but I wanted to make a second video today regarding that particular subject. So be mindful and cognizant of the threats out there. Keep prepping. Stack it deep. And always remember, long live the Republic.